Order for open session, and the first thing on our agenda this evening is a accommodation presentation. And Chief,
Can I take over the meeting?
you can take over the meeting.
Appreciate it. Thank you, Madam Chair. And welcome to everybody in attendance this evening, and in particular Constable Lawler's family, friends, and members of the force that are here tonight. It is indeed, this is one of the really good things about being the Chief of Police, and it's to officiate at something like this and acknowledge the good work that our members do, and in particular the presentation of accommodation. So the Chief's commendation is being awarded this evening to Constable Tanya Lawler for the assistance she rendered to a critically injured victim on December 31st, 2015. Tanya Lawler has recently completed 24 years of service with the St. John Police Force. She's a trained forensic identification technician and is currently working in our Patrol Services Division as a patrol officer. While working patrol on December 31st, she was one of the first responding officers to arrive at the scene of a stabbing incident in a St. John residence. Let me tell you a little bit about the accommodation criteria. The accommodation board, consisting of Inspector Dave Parks, Staff Sergeant Dave Brooker, and Sergeant David Cowan, was convened to review the actions of Constable Lawler while attending to the victim on the night in question. The St. John Police Force accommodation policy allows for 3 categories to recognize outstanding performance of our sworn members: St. John Board of Police Commissioners Gold accommodation, a Chief's Silver accommodation, and a Deputy Chief's Bronze accommodation. Section 1122 provides that a Chief Silver accommodation be awarded to a sworn officer for demonstrating over the course of a single investigation, operation, or incident exceptional skill, judgment, dedication, or integrity in the performance of duty. I am limited in what I can say here with regard to this particular matter, as it is still before the courts. However, after review and consideration of all the relevant facts against the stated criteria, it was the unanimous opinion of the Commendation Board that Constable Tanya Lawler be awarded a Chief's Commendation for her outstanding performance of duties while attending to a critically injured victim. Additionally, and while not part of the criteria for consideration, Constable Lawler also demonstrated great compassion during her subsequent interactions with the victim's family. Congratulations, Tanya, with my personal thanks for a job well done. Please come forward. And here's your commendation. If I may.
Flag?
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
Chief's commendation is awarded to Constable Tanya Lawler in recognition of exceptional skill, judgment, and compassion in your performance of duty on December 31st, 2015, while rendering medical assistance to a critically injured victim. Signed, John Bates, Chief of Police.
Thank you very much.
Thank you very much. We'll sneak over there. I think you can release it.
Yeah, 3 months. Yeah, freaking cold. I know. And I'm cold.
All in open session, you're welcome to stay for the regular meeting, but if you'd like to stay, please do.
You're not gonna stay? Oh, I'm sure everything is riveting.
It is.
Yeah,
It is.
I can just, yes.
You feel the energy.
I just, yeah. Nice thing about being retired, you don't have to stick around.
That's right. Enjoy your evening.
Yeah, I'll try. Nice seeing everybody.
Okay, take care. Come back anytime. Yeah. Yeah, right. So why don't we,
Thank you, Madam Chair. That was great.
okay, so we go out now and go back to,
Well, we might as well finish it, it's only gonna be,
Oh, yeah.
yeah, might as well finish it.
yep,
Okay.
okay.
Move for 1.2, adoption of the minutes.
Okay, motion seconded?
I'll second it.
All right, and seconded. Okay.
I'm not speaking loudly.
I thought it was my hearing.
Okay,
No.
motion required to approve the minutes of March 15th, open session, meeting, okay, move it, seconded. Item 3, a motion is required to adopt the agenda of the April 5th meeting.
So moved.
Requires a motion, seconded,
I'll second it.
question. And 10.1, people will speak in the internal monthly report. This report usually gets received in file. Okay, you need to.
Where are we?
Disclosures of item 5, I think.
Oh, disclosure,
No.
conflict of, well, I have conflict of interest, yes.
Okay, conflict, disclosure, conflict of interest, declaration of members of conflict of interest with any item on the agenda. Letter from Barry Ogden regarding the Marigold project, thanking the police commission for their support.
Wait.
Receive and file, 6.1.
Well, all I have here, I have 10.1 internal monthly report,
There we go.
You good?
plus the agreement.
10.1, that's way down at the bottom.
Okay.
Sorry.
All right.
Am I?
Can we just clarify for a second, what agenda item are we on?
We just did the consent agenda. 6.1, letter from Barry Ogden, reading the Marigold project, thanking the police commission for their support. Recommendation to receive and file. Okay. Delegation
Yeah.
presentation,
Oh, I see that now.
None.
Sorry.
Okay, yeah, I was.
Okay, and then.
committee reports, we don't have any, because we don't have any committees yet. Consideration of issues separated from consent agenda. No general fund to fund. 10.1, internal monthly report. You got that?
Madam Chair, the
No, I'm out of whack.
I know, we'll just go
Order
back there.
perspective,
Yeah.
that's all. But it doesn't matter, I can manage.
Okay. All right. The internal monthly report, we had one public complaint that was forwarded onto the New Brunswick Police Commission, and they have received the complaint. We've investigated and are waiting their final answer on it. We had 3 items of complimentary correspondence and no grievances.
Food received and file.
Second?
10.2, overtime and court time expense.
Madam Chair, this is my favorite part of the meeting.
Okay.
I get to
Chief, it's everybody's favorite part of the meeting.
I get to let Marvin, get to have Marvin.
Thanks, Chief. Well, I won't take very much of your time because this is very straightforward. Now, for the month ended February 29th, you'll see that we were just under $16,000 over budget. And primarily that is in patrol services and it relates to background shifts, which I will cover off in a later report. When we brought the report in January, I indicated that there was some carryover from 2015, and we'll see that gradually reduce itself over the next 3 or 4 months. So February looks a little better than what January looked like as far as our costs for overtime. On the second page, court time. Our court time is in very good shape based on budget. For the month of February, we're just slightly over budget by $1,500. And year-to-date, we're just under $10,000 year-to-date, which is actually quite good considering previous years.
Okay. So move to receive and file.
Receive and file.
I'll second it.
Thank you.
I just wanted to give you a chance.
And the one thing I'll speak to on the, if I might, just on the February overtime numbers, one of the drivers was on that, is that we deliver service-wide training to our members on rapid deployment. Is that what we call it now?
And use of force.
And use of force training. So that is early in the year for us to do that, but we were leveraging the fact that we have more members
Classification.
in the building, so it actually, it's driving the numbers, but it's actually a good news story.
Right, because it's driving the numbers now, but it's fewer numbers, like the number is less,
We were doing this
right?
in May.
And,
It
yeah,
would
fewer
be-
shifts, I mean,
Yeah.
than what we would have had if we had done this later in the year during kind of closer to vacation time,
Vacation
right?
time, then minimum.
So we
component.
should see this really even out
Yep.
through the year.
And this month, just let the board know that we're conducting public order training, which is a good thing, because I think we have some energy board hearings coming up later this spring here in the city, so we just want to make sure that, hopefully we don't have to do anything, but we don't be standing there wishing we had, so.
Okay, 10.3, overtime hours utilization report. Did you speak on that?
Certainly. For the month of February, you'll see that our utilization is very close to line with our budget. Again, Keith spoke about the training we did, so patrol services, you'll see that we're 230 hours over budget. And year-to-date, we're pretty much the same position with 244 hours over our budgeted allocation of overtime for patrol. The other units, you'll see it's not that significant as far as the overage of hours. But on the second page of this report, again, each month we speak to the backfilling of our 12-hour shifts. And you'll see that for the month of February, there was 58 shifts that we backfilled. And this could have been related to training, it could have been certainly related to employment or anything. So that's still a good number for us, considering all the things that we achieved in the month of February because of the training. And certainly if there's any questions, I'm happy to try to answer them for you.
Thank you. Motion to receive and file.
Someone.
Seconded.
How do we make it out with the hiring? No question.
The hiring for
Now we're back to
our sworn members,
Yeah, Joe.
that process is underway. We're trying to work down towards a short list, I would say, of candidates.
Yes, we're at that stage too.
Yeah. And next will be moving forward with interviews and
It'll be ramped up very quickly.
yeah.
What's the expected hire date, or do we talk about that?
Well,
Is that an open-
this is a general update for the board.
Yeah.
Typically, a staffing process for sworn members takes about 12 weeks from the time that we send an invitation for the individuals to participate. What we're trying to do here now is, that list is pretty well final, is some other vendors we use, such the widest, the hairdress and medical position. So we have to line up those dates to really nail down the timeline. And hopefully, next month, I can give the board a better update on where we think we're going to be done. It's an extensive process, but it's well worth the time to get it right.
Yeah,
So we're just wrapping things up here now.
and so, yeah, go ahead.
When you hire a police officer, say he starts on Monday, when can you actually start using him 100%?
The police officer is on probation for 6 months, and we always have the coach officer for about 6 months. And at that time, there's a final assessment done on their performance, and if everything goes fine, usually they would be able to work on their own. So a minimum of 6 months is the evaluation period that we have. And if something did happen, we need them to stay with the coach officer longer, we would do that. If it's just, they're a good candidate, just need a little more time. So we really take that serious as far as getting them ready for the job, even after they come out of the United Police Academy.
So what if we had a young officer in Charlottetown, for example, working on the police department that was a St. John and wanted to come to St. John? Would they have to go for the 6 month too?
Absolutely. Even sworn members working full-time in another police agency, they have to be oriented into our system, they have to learn how we do our business.
Okay, so it doesn't matter that they're brand new or they've got experience?
Now, obviously, their learning curve is much easier, but even learning our system as far as crime reporting, everything takes a little bit of time.
Okay, thank you.
For our streets.
Yes.
More important than anything.
There's no signs on.
Well, and also,
Just yours.
is it Duke Street East or Duke Street
west,
South or
yeah.
west?
Yeah.
Or is it by the old Say Easy?
I think I prefaced that by saying a St.
By
John.
the old Sears.
The old Sears.
The old Sears.
The old Simpsons.
I think I prefaced that by saying a St. Johner that wants to come home, so there you go.
Yes, sorry.
Well, there was a time we used to give out the street atlas to them, but now,
Yeah.
all the
GPS.
Oh,
things,
GPS.
they would laugh at us if we gave them those. They got all the phones now.
That's right. Well, that's good. So we're hoping then, really, and I think you asked that question based on the overtime, right? So this whole discussion came around, we really need to start hiring in order to see a difference in overtime. We don't expect to see a difference this year. That was part of what we talked about even last year when we started talking about our budget discussions. So this is really a long-term move on our part to try to start to move the needle a little bit on, while we're working these efficiencies, like you're talking, Chief, in terms of, planning, training, and times where we've got higher staffing levels, so we'll manage things as we can operationally, but in the long term, really trying to staff up for down the road.
Yeah,
Okay.
and I just want to, point out that senior staff who does all the thinking here, believe me, and comes up with these strategies, I just want to make sure that the board knows that if they're the ones that really drive the bus on doing this and coming up with these intuitive ideas that we can adopt, so.
Which is good.
Noted.
So now we're going back into
We got a motion to
the motion to go out of
adjourn.
open and go back into,
So I'll make a motion to adjourn from open session and
Yeah.
go back into closed to finish our
and we've got the
agenda.
media here, so we can.
Yeah.
A second.
Yeah.
Second?
Oh, yes.
Okay.
So do we
Yeah,
need
so
to-
we may need to answer
Yeah.
some.